Well, guys, this is actually morning time, and we're in Wilson, Wyoming this morning. And this is kind of unusual for us because we normally do our capsule sermons at the end of the day, and we'd be getting ready to go to church if we were at home, but we're not going to go to church while we're up here. We're going to take a little family day. We've had a good trip while we were up here, and we're going to be coming home tomorrow, but I was sitting out here on the front porch of this little cabin we've got rented, and as I've been sitting here, I've seen 5 or 6 different sets of geese fly by and honking, and then there's a little creek down here. I've watched them land in that creek. Just a minute ago, I could hear a woodpecker pecking over here and all kinds of birds chirping around us. And, you know, when you sit here in the quiet, in the stillness of the day, and you hear those things, you can't help but know that God is real. I mean, you can't think that, hey, this all happened from some just particle explosion that just spontaneously combusted. I mean, you know that there has to be a creator. And in the book of Romans, in chapter 1, the Bible talks about how you know that God, just by looking at nature, you know that God is the creator. But as you read on through the first chapter of Romans there, you get down into verses 28 through 32, and I thought this was a good lesson for us, because a lot of times as I do these capsule sermons, we get non-believers and maybe even believers alike to say, well, if we serve a loving God, how can all the bad things that happen in this world happen? What causes those? What brings that forth? And why would God allow that to happen? And as a father, I can do everything in the world to train my children and teach them a godly way and a godly lifestyle and show them who God is. But at some point, they have to decide on their own whether they're going to follow the Lord or they're going to follow the world. And that's kind of what's going on here in Romans chapter 1, verses 28 through 32. So I'm going to read that to you. It says, And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a debased mind, to do things which were not fitting, being filled with all unrighteousness, sexual immorality, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, evil-mindedness. They are whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, violent, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, undiscerning, untrustworthy, unloving, unforgiving, unmerciful, who, knowing the righteous judgment of God, that those who practice such things are deserving of death, not only do the same, but also approve of those who practice them. So what the Bible tells us there, guys, is that in our fallen world, men know that God created them, and they know that they have a judgment that is death coming for them, but they don't care. They care more about all the stuff that goes on, all the other things, all the unrighteousness, the wickedness, all that kind of stuff. They care more about that than they care about allowing God to be in control of their life. And when I say in control, I just mean governing. That's the thing about God, is God could stop every bit of this in an instant. He could force every one of us to love Him and do what He wants us to do. But that's not the kind of God we serve. The God we serve wants us to love Him. He wants us to be more like Him. He wants us to want that for ourselves, and to get to know Him better, and to learn from Him, and to strive to be like Him. Just like I want my kids to be obedient to me, and I want them to want to get to know me, that's what God wants from us. He wants that relationship. He wants us to want it. So just keep that in mind as you go through the day, guys. Remember, I love you. God bless you. Y'all keep praying.